Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a fall makeup tutorial. This is one of my favorite looks. I just love rich warm colors, like I'm probably going to say a million times, but yeah, if you want to see how I get this look, just continue watching. Okay, here I'm using my Lush Roma water. It's a toner, which I love. It's more on the hydrating side. So this I'm spraying all over to prepare my skin. Then I'm using the Neutral Organics Moisturizing Cream, which I love as well. It's completely natural. Here I'm using the Loreal Brow Sculptor in Brunette. I'm just using an e.l.f. spoolie to brush my brows out. And I just pretty much fill them in. I'm not a brow person, so I just fill it in where I'm sparse, and that's pretty much it. Here I'm using the NYX Brow Gel in Brunette, I believe. Yes, Brunette, which I love this gel. It's so nice. It holds my brows in place, and it gives great color payoff. So I don't do anything special. I just go to town with it until it's filled, and I pretty much clean up as I go. So here I'm using my Urban Decay Eden eyeshadow primer, which is a light yellow color, and it's matte. So I just smear it all over from lashes to brows with my fingers until it's even. I really don't care too much if it's perfect or not. It doesn't have to be, because the shadow's going right over it. And I also get some on the bottom lash line as well. I'm using my Smashbox primer water, which is a very nice hydrating primer water, just like it says. Then I just spray it on before everything, and then I smear it around my fingers so my mascara doesn't run. Then I'm using my Anastasia World Traveler Couture palette, which I'm obsessed with. It's such a beautiful palette. It's the perfect palette in my eyes. I'm using Soft Peach, which is, for me, a very light color. So I'm just going to use it as a highlight. And I pretty much just press my colors into my skin, and then I buff away any leftovers. So just, it looks like I'm rubbing, but I'm not. I'm pressing. I'm using Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop by Becca on top of that, and I'm just pressing. I like to get my brushes very dirty and then just use pressing motions to transfer the shadow from the brush to the skin. Now I'm going to use Anastasia's Orange Soda, which is the perfect light orange color, and I'm just buffing in my crease, back and forth windshield wiper motions. At the same time, I'm taking my hands, actually I'm taking my wrist, and I'm doing small little circles as I move my hand back and forth. So I'm buffing and blending at the same time. That way there are no harsh lines. And I just do it all the way back and forth, really fast. I always love to start from the brows down because you get a gradient effect. So now I'm just sweeping some of that underneath my lashes, going back in, adding some more color. I like to build it up until I get the intensity that I'm looking for. Now I'm using Morocco, which is a terracotta color. It's pretty much like MAC's brown script. I'm using a Morphe 504 brush to add on top of that orange soda. I'm just blending back and forth, small circles at the same time. Now I'm taking the brush that comes in the kit and just lightly buffing some of that Morocco underneath my eyes to give my eyes some frame, some shape, you know? Now I'm just showing you what I've done so far. Now I'm taking that Champagne Pop again, and I'm getting a MAC 239 brush. brush dirty and I'm pressing it on my eyelid. So I press really hard, not hard, but hard enough where the powder transfers. And I do it pretty quickly, and I cover from the lashes up until where the crease begins. So I take it pretty high up. And I just press. It looks like I'm blending, but I'm not. I'm just pressing and then wiping and then lifting the brush. Now I'm taking that same Morphe 504 brush and buffing away the edges where the Champagne Pop and the Morocco meet. I'm not blending it all together, just where the edges meet. Now I'm taking Copper, I believe, by Anastasia. I'm taking the other side of that Anastasia brush, and I'm going to pack it on the outer corner of my eye all the way to the halfway mark. This is just going to help create another gradient effect. So I'm just pressing. I'm getting that brush very dirty and then I'm pressing from the halfway mark to the outer corner. Now I'm taking that 239 brush, no additional product, and where the two colors meet, I'm just pressing. So that way it blends the two together. I'm adding more color. I like to build, like I said. Now I'm buffing away where they meet, where all three shades meet. Now I'm doing the same thing on the other side. And I pretty much like to build my products until they're intense, because if you don't, I feel like it doesn't look like you're wearing anything. Not that I want to look like I'm wearing anything, I want it to be well put, you know, well thought out and well placed. Now I'm taking Fudge from that same palette, and I'm putting it on the outer V, concentrating it on the very outer part. Just to give dimension. Dimension is very important. I find that the more eyeshadows you use, the better the look looks. Now I'm taking that other side, the fluffy side, and just buffing where the two colors meet. And now I'm just dragging some of that fudge on my lower lash line from the corner to the front. And now I'm just taking a tissue, a damp tissue. You can use a makeup wipe. I ran out. And just clean up the underneath. But not too. Don't take it too far up because I want to keep it kind of smoky. Now I'm using Kat Von D's Puro Amor black eyeliner, which I love, and just tight lining or lining my waterline. And now I'm taking one of my favorites from the drugstores from NYC. It's like $3. It's a liquid liner. It's matte. I need to get a new one because mine's running pretty low. But pretty much I put my pinky at some point on my cheek to rest my hand from being shaky. And I just do it as fast as I can. Because like I said in my previous video, the faster you do it, the better and straighter it comes out. That's at least how I was taught and how I learned to do it. And it works for me, so. And now to do the wing, I pretty much put the brush at the very end and flick it upwards. And as I move up, I take some of the pressure off, but I do it very fast. Now the same thing on the other side. This one's my bad side. This one's harder for me because like my wrist doesn't move that way, but I make it work. And I do it pretty fast. One of my favorite things is eyeliner, so I wear it a lot. If you ever get eyeliner like on your cheek or on your eye, let it dry, then wipe it over with a Q-tip. It comes right off. But if you sit there and smudge it right away, it's gonna smudge and it's not gonna be easy to take off. So my eyeliner is complete. Now I'm taking the new L'Oreal Superstar Mascara, which is double-sided. I'm taking the number 1 side, which is a white primer. This is a very nice mascara. It gives a little bit of volume and lots of length. And it's pretty inexpensive. I paid $10, I believe. And I just do the lower lashes first as I tilt my head down. And then I tilt my head back and do the top lashes. This mascara for me is not as dramatic as I like alone, so I do go ahead and use another mascara to top it off. I'm just using the black side now, which has a curved wand and gives a little bit of volume. I like very thick lashes at all times, so I prefer a drier formula, and I prefer something that makes them very, thick and voluminous. So I just put my mascara wand at the very base and wiggle it up and just do as many things as I can to get them super thick and long. I just wiggle, I brush, I do everything. And I do it 1,000 times until I have my lashes to my liking. Now I'm getting my Holy Grail mascara, which is L'Oreal Voluminous in Carbon Black, and I'm just topping it off. This mascara does it for me. I can use this mascara by itself and it just, bam, it makes it super dramatic, long, just how I like it. This is a close-up of what the finished eye looks like. Okay, moving on to face. This is a new foundation that I just picked up. It's L'Oreal. It's from L'Oreal, and it's the new matte foundation. I completely forgot what it's called, but I'll list everything down below. It's a medium to full coverage foundation, and it has a natural matte finish. It's such a good foundation. It's probably my favorite foundation from the drugstore ever. And my shade for reference is number 108, Caramel Beige. And I typically go for more dewy foundations, but I've recently been into the matte foundation, and this foundation it's just amazing. I love it. It's smooth, it stays on all day, it's cheap, it's like $13. And it's really, really nice. And they're more on the yellow side, so it's really hard for me to find a foundation from the drugstore because I have an olive complexion, yellow olive complexion, and drugstore foundations don't really specialize in that, I guess. They're just hard to find. Now I'm using the new Bareminerals Bare Skin Liquid Concealer. It's a serum and liquid concealer, and I put a good amount because concealer for me is very important. I can have a light foundation, but concealer has to always be full coverage. And being in the Northeast at the moment is not doing any favors for my skin. It has my skin super stressed out, so I'm covering up a few dots. And I'm taking the Morphe G2 brush, and I'm just stippling the concealer in. I'm not moving it anywhere. I'm just pressing on top very quickly. And I'm doing the same thing under my eyes. I like to do my concealer last just in case I get any shadow at the bottom. Or like, it's just easier to clean up. And this brush makes it very easy too. And any excess concealer, I'm just patting it away. If your concealer messes up your eyeshadow, just take a clean, fluffy brush and blend the edges where the two meet, and it'll buff your problems away. This is the look so far. Now I'm taking my favorite setting powder ever. It's the Bareminerals Ready Touch of Veil. I have the shade medium tan right now for the summer, but I usually use the medium shade. It's the silkiest, mattest powder I've ever touched. And it just gives a tint to the skin, but it doesn't give coverage, if that makes any sense. I get my brush very dirty and I buff it. First I press into the skin and then I buff it all around. And then I make sure I have enough on my face to set the liquid foundation. Especially because I use oils on my skin to hydrate it. So I really want to set my foundation so the oil doesn't separate. The natural oils don't separate my foundation. I love this powder. It's so, so pretty. Now I'm using the e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder, which was $1, and it is such a good powder. It's similar to MAC's blotting powder, except this is translucent. I'm just putting it underneath my eyes. It completely mattifies, and it sets my concealer. I really like it. I've had this powder forever, and I haven't used it, and now I just started using it. I think I got it at Target. And it's such a nice powder. I'm almost done with it, even though it's tiny. I'm almost done with it, so I'm going to pick up a new one. Now I'm taking the Too Faced bronzer Sunny Bunny with a MAC limited edition brush, buffing it out, or getting some on my brush and buffing it into my skin. I'm a bronzer type of girl, so I like to be bronzed at all times. So I put a good amount. This bronzer is very pretty, and it's a golden warm color. However, it's not pigmented enough for me. It takes me a couple swirls to build it up to what I like. So if you're lighter skin, I think this would be a perfect bronzer for you because it would like do the trick really quickly. But for $30, I won't buy it again. I'm taking MAC's Cantaloupe, which is a matte, creamy, pinky nude color. It's like a brown with a slash of pink. I'm getting a Bareminerals blush brush, and I'm just putting it in the apples of my cheek. I'm a very cheeky girl, so I like my blush dramatic and on the apples of my cheek. And I build it. Now I'm taking Jaclyn Hill's Champagne Pop by Becca again, and with the tip of that brush, flip it to the other side, I'm adding some highlighter in the top of my cheekbones. Highlighter is another one of those things that for me it's like a must-have. Now I'm taking the Morphe 501 brush and I'm adding onto that just to make it a little bit more dramatic. I like to glow. Cupid's bow, make those lips bigger. I'm just taking that e.l.f. brush that I use for under my eyes and kind of blend out wherever it got too harsh. Adding a little bit more blush. Now I'm taking this Ulta lip liner in Spice, which is like a medium brown color, and I'm lining my lips. This lip liner, I think it's like $6 or something, but after a sale and a bunch of coupons that I had from Ulta one time, I think I paid $1 for this liner, and like I bought a bunch of other ones, really pretty, and they're very good quality, surprisingly. Now I'm taking a lipstick, Mattene lipstick, I think it's called Chic, and it's like an orangey burnt brown kind of color with a little bit of red. Very fall-like color, and I'm just going to town. I love Mattene lipstick. taking the same lipstick and lining my lips with it just to make sure the shape is perfect. Anytime you want to blend your lipstick out, press your lips together. Don't smudge them or smear them because that takes it away. If you just press them, it comes out really nice. Now I'm just taking that same lip liner and I'm going over the edges again just to make sure that shape is perfect or to my liking. And this is the final look. This is my favorite fall look. Well, one of my favorite fall looks. One of my inspirations. I love rich, warm colors. So this is the final look. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you.